Guys, let's talk about an animation studio known as JC Staff. Yeah, we know a lot about JC Staff. They produce some pretty good shows like Excel Saga, Descendants of Darkness, Aoyuri Aoshi, Azumanga Dao, Honey and Clover, Nobari no O. Well, hey, I like them shows. But another thing they're most known for is also the one thing I absolutely hate. And you know what that is? Tsunderes. That's right. JC Staff has this rather slight obsession for really, really bitchy women. Zero no Tsukaima, Shakugan no Shana, Toradora, Hayeri the Combat Butler, Okami-sama, or is it Okami-san? I don't know. Toaru Majutsu no Index. Yeah, they fucking love tsunderes. And Hidan no Aria, aka Aria the Scarlet Ammo, is one of those shows. And guess what? It sucks ass. Oh yeah, sure, it has some of its decent moments here and there, but this show flat out sucks ass. Let me explain why. First of all, the plot. I thought it was decent at first, but I've come to realize how terrible it is. Like, apparently in this this alternate setting in Japan, there's a school that trains teenagers to be armed detectives and training them to use like weapons and be like fighting crime and whatnot. I'm just gonna flat out assume that like child labor doesn't exist in this place Aria is taking place in. But this this is just something that just makes me laugh. Like they called the armed detectives in this show Butei. Butei. B-U-T-E-I. Butei. I shit you guys not. But man, everything about this show is awful. Not just the plot, but the characters, the writing, the directing. Oh my god, the directing. I have to bring this up right now. Do you want to know who directed this show? I want you to take a wild guess for a moment. Have you guys figured it out yet? Have you? Takashi Watanabe! That's right, guys, Takashi Watanabe. Not only did he also direct Shakugan no Shana, he also directed Raid Master, Boogie Pop Phantom, and he recently directed Demon King Daimao and Freezing. Do you know what he also directed? The Slayers TV series. That's right. This guy directed one of the most iconic, most classic anime ever created, and he went on to direct this pile of crap. Are you serious? I mean, yes, I know. Directors can have their ups and downs every once in a while. Like, take a look at Joel Schumacher. He directed Batman and Robin after all, but I'm sorry, this is just flat out unexcusable. Like, oh my god, the writing in this show is fucking terrible. Like, cause nothing, like, it is just so flat out sloppy and just nonsensical, like, and there were just times that just made me want to, like, bang my head up against a wall, here's a good example of this, like, I'm also going to bring in the characters as this as well, because they're just so flat out, like, carbon copied. I've seen these characters before, and they're nothing special in here. Like, one of the characters named Shirayuki, who's, like, she's like the stereotypical childhood friend to our male protagonist, Kinji. And she is just, like, hopeless over this guy. I mean, here's how I can describe Shirayuki in a nutshell. Kaede from Shuffle. She's like this overly caring, rather affectionate girl, like, but will also become upset over just anything involving the male lead. The difference, though, Kaede is a much more interesting and more realistic character. She actually has her reasons for like liking and, well, not just liking, but also doing all the good things for Rin and Shuffle. But she is just, oh my gosh, like, she's like, oh my god, what if something bad happens to Kinji? I know. And not just that, but there's this thing that happened in episode 2. Like, she brings him like a bento, like some food or something. She's like, "Oh my God, I gave this to you. I gave you food like twice. Does that make me your wife?" You want to know my response was to that? Pay attention to this. Watch. Do you guys have any idea how fucking stupid that is? Oh my fucking Christ. I mean, I'll admit, but as much as I have my issues with Shirayuki, she's really not a bad character. I mean, I'm mostly saying this because she's nothing compared to our female protagonist, Aria Kanzaki. Oh my God, she is pretty much every single goddamn tsundere voiced by Rie Kugumiya. There's just nothing special about, like, there's nothing new about Aria that we haven't seen before, except this. And I'm also gonna, like, spoil this a little bit. Just, if you guys don't want to get spoiled, don't watch this video. If you don't care, press on. It turns out that Aria is one of the descendants to Sherlock Holmes. Let me repeat this. This annoying, bratty, selfish, spoiled, violent girl is a descendant of Sherlock fucking Holmes. You thought that's bad? One of the other characters named Rico, she is a descendant of, you're gonna love this, Arsène Lupin III. There's no way in hell that I could make this up. If I did, then it'll just be laughably bad at best. But yes, this is just so flat out. How stupid do you have to be to actually believe this pile of crap? I mean, this is just so criminally insulting. And not just that, but Kenji, like, he has this thing about him that's kind of neat, but when you take into consideration, like, what I did, you realize that there's something wrong here. Like, when Kenji gets a hard on, like, when he gets, like, really, really horny, he turns into this badass playboy guy, and he calls this his hysteria mode. Now, you're probably thinking, that doesn't sound that bad. What's wrong with that? There is an anime and manga series that came out back in the 90s. It's called DNA Square. I forgot the guy's name, but he also created Eyes and Video Girl Eye and Zetman. And the male lead actually, like, I think, if I remember correctly, he actually accidentally gets shot somewhere, and he turns in, he goes from just being this completely awkward guy, and he all of a sudden turns into this complete badass. So yeah, guess what, Aria? You just fucking ripped off DNA Square. Oh. I mean, but not just... Back to the writing of this. My God, it is just flat out like there was this one part I remember very clearly where Aria flat out says, "I have no friends, I don't need any." Gee, I wonder why. But... And they also tried to, like, make it, like, very sympathetic with both Aria and Kenji, like, having this... Like, Aria's mom was, like, accused of, like, murder, I think, and Kenji's older brother was, like, a casualty in some accident. I'm not too sure. They tried to make that, like, very, like... Yeah, like, sorry about that. But, I mean, Aria's was okay and all, but overall, though, with the events that were, like, I mean, prior to all that, I just flat out don't give a shit. I wish I did, but I'm just like... I mean... And another thing, like... apparently there's this thing going on with like a copycat, no, a bootay killer. God, that just sounds so wrong. A bootay killer just going off killing off random bootays. I swear that just sounded so wrong coming from me. I know, but hey, blame the creator of that, okay? And it turns out it's like the plot twist of who the bootay killer is interesting, but when you think about it, you'll be like, wait, how did she do all this? Like, how did she like did like the bus jacking, the bike thing? Like, how did she do all this? You're probably wondering, like, I said I was going to spoil this, but you know what? Fuck it. It's Rico. It's the little busty lolly otaku girl, and she's like, she's the descendant of. Oh my. This show is crap. Absolute fucking garbage. I give it like a 4 out of 10. I can't believe I wasted my time on this show. I don't even know why I fucking watched it. I guess I just wanted something to rage about. And lo and behold, I'm fucking raging about this! JC staff, I really respect you guys. You guys turned out some really, really good shows. And Takashi Watanabe, I still hold my respects for you, but I'm just flat out disappointed with this. I really am. I've heard that like there's gonna be some newer shows from JC staff, and I hope that they're a huge step up from this. I really, really mean it. And Rie Kugamiya, I don't. Just to keep this in mind, as much as I hate tsunderes, and I don't hate Rie Kugamiya. I think she's a decent actress. I just flat out despise her tsundere roles because they're all the same fucking crap! I'm done here. I'm done ranting and raging about this fucking show. If you guys want to check this out, if you guys have like a huge raging hard-on for tsunderes, by all means, go right ahead. Everyone else, you guys can do far worse. Just trust me. I'm done. Warcraft 86 time to fuck out. And Aria can go fuck herself.